probably can't see anything, but there's Sarah. Trying not to shine it in her eyes. We're Yooperlite hunting. There's Lake Superior right there. It's a little more vicious right here. But show the bag. There's some stuff we've got fluorescing right now. Let's see what it is in detail. But it's not fluorescing yellow, it's fluorescing bright orange. Well, and some other stuff fluorescing white and pink.
Hey everyone, it's me, Steve. On December 30th, 2018, we were up in the Upper Peninsula, and on that night after the sun went down, Sarah and I decided to go hunting for Yooperlites on a beach on the Keweenaw. Now Sarah had given me a 100 LED ultraviolet long wave flashlight. Long wave is important for Christmas, and so we went looking. What you're seeing here is just a lot of video from that, and we actually were quite successful. In less than an hour we found a bunch of them, and honestly, recording with your phone or camera doesn't do them justice. It really doesn't. They look so much better in person, but basically they glow really bright orange in the presence of a mineral called sodalite, and I'll get to that more in a minute. But they were discovered, well, I think in the year 2018 or 17, something like that, by a guy named Eric Rintamaki, I believe is his name. At least that's what it's attributed to, and I don't know how he found this out. And he says they had never been seen before in the Upper Peninsula, and actually they have. It's just no one had ever hit them with a UV light before. They're actually all over the beach, all over most pebble beaches that aren't derived locally from the local rock. Well, when you hit certain rocks with ultraviolet light, and I actually have a lot of rocks from New Jersey, because New Jersey, a lot of rocks there seem to fluoresce. It's called fluorescing, okay? Not all rocks do it, but some do, and it's usually due to impurities within minerals. Now, almost nothing on the beach is fluorescent. These stand out like a sore thumb. You can see as clear as day when you hit one of these. You do have to be careful though, because wood fluoresces bright green. So you have to really be careful when you do. But other than that, you're going to see bright green. Or what you're going to see are these little pebbles that when you hit them with the black light, it'll look purplish. Well, I shouldn't say black light, but it's going to look purplish. You see this bright orange. The orange just stands out. And like I said, the pictures and video don't do it justice. And it's clear as day when you hit one of these. There are some other things we found on the beach that fluoresce. Some really bright white fluorescing. I haven't analyzed those or anything yet, but those weren't as common. And I'm really surprised we found as many of these Yooperlites as we did in the short amount of time that we did. So what are these things? Why do these things fluoresce and nothing else does? Well, Michigan Tech and someone else had actually analyzed these things. And it turns out that the rock type is very common. It's a rock called a syenite. And on the QAPF diagram, it falls about right here. And it's going to fall in the void syenites, though. Because, remember from all my other talks on the QAPF diagram, if you have primary quartz, you cannot have a void. Well, sodalite, the mineral that fluoresces, this bright orange, is a void. So you can't have quartz. So it's in the bottom half of the QAPF diagram. I talked about that in my Devil's Tower video. So although sodalite fluoresces this bright orange, its natural color in visible light is a deep blue. And it's closely related to nepheline, and nepheline cyanites are common, and it also often occur with it. So when you're looking for these rocks just on the beach, you see this white rock. The white part is the cyanite, and it's alkali feldspar. Now, alkali feldspars aren't usually white, but they can be, and in the case of the Yooperlites, they are. They're usually a pink or a red. So you got that, and then you have the sodalite and some nepheline in it, and some hornblende. I've seen some hornblende. I can do detailed analysis of averages, so I can get like your typical mineralogy of your Yooperlite, but I haven't had time to do that yet. That's going to be for later. As for where do these rocks come from? Well, they're generally pretty rounded to well-rounded pebbles, varying in size about this big to maybe about that big. I think it's the biggest one we found. It's probably about 3 inches. So where do they come from? I actually have a very strong suspicion of where the source rock is. It's in Ontario, on the other side of the border. These rocks were brought down south by the glaciers and the lake and the waves, and brought along the shore of the Keweenaw and other places in the Upper Peninsula. Now, I'm not going to tell you where I think it is. I will say this: it is almost due north of the Keweenaw, and the Institute on Lake Superior Geology's meeting isn't that far next year from where I think the source rock is. So we will be taking our black lights, or I said it again, we will be taking our UV lights with us, long wave UV lights, and at night we're going to be looking, and whether I am successful in actually finding the source rock or not, I will take you along that journey with us. I hope I find it. But like I said, I'm about 80 to 90% confident I know the general area of where it is, so I should be able to find it.
Wood. Green. Where? Oh. That's fluorescent white, whatever it is. Good catch, I didn't see it. Already? Oh crap, that is a good one. Nice. That's a bad looking.